The gate is open. Go through
Não
it.
sei.
Go through it.
It's dangerous.
Follow it.
What's behind the gate?
Where will it take you?
It's not safe.
Dillian.
There he is.
There he is.
What are you waiting for?
Quick, find a way.
Find him.
Go.
He disappears.
Dillian,
You're
don't
not.
lose him.
Because he believed in you too many times.
Where is he? Where's he gone?
We're in the wrong world.
He's not here.
She's in the wrong world.
Ele tá no mundo das
He's in the
trevas.
other one. He's in
A
the other
Wanda.
one. He's in the dark world.
The dark.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillian taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of colour stretching away from the gloom. And Senua'a explored new paths into the unknown.
Esse cara é foda.
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel.
Ai, minha caixa de som.
But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young." Oh dear.
Esse Loki fazendo merda.
You can't go up
You
there.
can't go up
Not
there.
in
Por que
this
não?
world.
No. Not in this world.
There's no way out.
You can't.
Não seja por isso.
Do you remember meeting him beneath the tree?
Do you remember the way he touched you?
E agora?
Do you remember the smell of his neck?
Calma, só um
He
minuto.
saved you. He saved you.
That's you.
You owe him.
His love keeps you strong.
Rapaz.
Do you remember the way he stroked your hair?
Tô
Do you
tentando,
remember
calma.
the way he felt?
Remember the way. É, vai demorar.
He's the reason she's alive at all.
Então, deixa eu abrir o portão aqui.
Do you remember how he made you feel?
Senua'a.
He cared in a way that nobody else did.
Ok.
Do you remember the way he stroked your hair?
Não lembro não.
Do you remember the way he felt?
Rapaz.
Dillian's in the tower.
He's there.
Espero que aguente um pouco. Não vejo.
Do you even remember? His love is guiding you.
Não lembro, não.
Do you remember the way he looked?
What does it feel like to be in love? He's the reason she keeps fighting. Dillian didn't believe in the curse. Dillian believed in you.
Não sei.
Does it feel warm? Do you feel safe? Dillian loves you.
Dillian saved her.
You owe your life to Dillian. You owe everything to him.
Caramba. Agora. Nossa. Meu Deus do céu. Pra que fazer uma coisa dessa?
Dillian loves you. Why isn't he here? He's gone. He's in the dark world. He's
He
gone
saw
to the
who
dark
she really
world.
was.
He saw the warrior.
Mano, na moral, pelo amor de Deus.
The dark world.
Without you.
Tchau, tchau. Ok. Agora eu vou ali na ponte. Deixa eu ver.
Do you know? Was it worth it?
Deixa eu dar
You're
uma...
still alive and Dillian's dead. He doesn't deserve to be dead.
How does that make you feel?
There he is. Where are you taking him?
He's up there.
How do you get up there?
There's a way. There is a way
Peraí.
up there.
Find the way. She can do this.
Find the way.
Find the way.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder.
Já pra ser
The
pisco.
blind god, Huth, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taking part. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, "Here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands." And Hud throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Hud is slain.
Loki traiçoeiro. Jornada.
You kill the things that are most precious to you.
Dylan didn't deserve this.
Oh,
It's all your fault. It's all your fault.
You're cursed.
meu fantasma. Dá pra ver, não?
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to
Baldur's
be burnt
Gate.
on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the rollers burst into flames. When Balder's wife sees his body carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief, and she dies. She's put next to her husband, and the pyre is lit, sending the dead to hell. But even so, the gods cannot accept his
Your
death.
curse has claimed Dillion.
Poor Dillion. He didn't know. He was kind. He believed you.
Years had passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend,
Just like it strangled him.
Dillion. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zindan and her past,
Squashed it, strangled
and Dillion, her future.
Curse cannot be undone.
Two realities tearing at her soul.
Do you think she remembers him?
Meu Deus, eu já caí assim? Não sei não, pera lá. Preciso de um V.
He cared in a way that nobody else did.
Overcome with grief, the gods send Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see if he is truly missed. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Balder stays with me.
Baldur's
The
Gate.
gods send messengers everywhere. Weep for Balder, weep him out of hell. And everything wept. Men, beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything. Except for a giantess they find in a cave. Balder was never my friend, she says. Let Hel keep what she has. The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
Vão matar a gigante. Nossa. Quanta luz.
Do you remember the way he looked?
He's look like.
Do you remember what it was to touch him?
Ah, mulher, não lembro não. Deixa eu ver.
The curse. And now the darkness is swallowing them both. He led you astray.
You should have listened to your father when you had the chance.
Why didn't you listen to him?
This love has tortured you and the darkness.
You saw that she was strong.
Oh.
The Northmen tell how the gods punished Loki for Baldur's death. They captured him and took him to a cave. They fetched his 2 sons and turned one into a wolf, and he ripped his brother apart. The gods used Loki's own son's entrails to tie him down, and turned these bonds to iron, and dangled a poisonous serpent over his face, so that its venom would drip onto him. Each time the venom drips onto Loki's face, he writhes in agony. The Northmen say that is the cause of earthquakes. A reminder, perhaps, that if even gods must accept death, then so must we.
É, por que não? A morte é só um acaso da vida.